Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. This is our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about Women's Month. Happy Women's Month.
Thank you, Paul. Happy Women's Month, and happy Women's Month to our guests as well.
Yes, so we have joining us on set the Executive Director of the National Women's Commission, Miss Eleanor Murillo. Good morning.
Good morning.
And happy Women's Month to you.
Thank you very much.
I love the colors.
I love it
Yes,
indeed.
yes, we have to represent.
And we also have somebody that collaborates closely with her joining us on set, Program Officer at the National Women's Commission, Mr. Jared Coleman. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
And
Thank
happy
you.
Women's Month.
Thank you. Happy Women's Month to you.
Thank you.
All right. Do you only tell women that or you tell men that?
I mean, you came from a woman,
Yeah.
so we can all celebrate it, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I just try to set the record straight. Good morning to both of you. It's a pleasure having you on set. Let's begin with what's different this year when it comes to Women's Month.
Women's Month is twofold. One, it's a celebration of women, historically and present day. And also, it's taking stock of where we are. So each year, it's different in terms of the issues that continue to plague women and girls. And so, based on our team, Balance the Scale, you know, we thought it was timely in terms of the work of the Ministry of Human Development as well as the work of the Commission. You know, we had the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act that was passed. We did consultations last year on the Domestic Violence Bill. And so it's balancing the scale means that we look how do we balance access to law, access to justice for women and girls, access to services. And as we see, the complaint continue to be that people feel that they're not getting adequate services that they're supposed to get from these government service providers. And so this year, it gives us the opportunity to do a lot of education, not only the Commission, but all our stakeholders and partners do a lot of empowering sessions for women and girls and men and boys across this country, educating on not only women issues, but everyday issues that we continue to face.
Yeah.
What is one of the most glaring areas today for you that the scale is off balance?
Health of women, access to health, affordability of health. You know, when we look at the data, heart disease, diabetes, and so on, cancer, every day you see younger and younger people dying. And so definitely health is one of our major issues. How do we ensure that we educate and also encourage women and girls to, you know, to visit their doctors, to get their annual checkup, encourage our population to eat healthy.
Yeah.
I think it's so hard to do because it's something that is already embedded in terms of the sweet drinks and the fatty foods and all the foods that have in all these GMOs and so on. So how do we get that behavior change? How do we spread that awareness on the importance of being healthy? If you're not healthy, you cannot do anything else.
I think data also shows that unemployment and underemployment is a huge issue affecting women, especially in rural communities.
Yeah. And, you know, when we look at the data from the SIB, sometimes it looks like unemployment is very low. But one of the questions asked in that survey for persons, do you want to work? And so if they say no, then you're not unemployed. If I don't want to work, then I'm not. I choose not to
But you're
want
still
to work.
unemployed.
You're still
Yeah.
unemployed.
And then
But
there are
it
stories
does sting
beneath
the
that
data.
too, though.
Oh yeah, and of course, women again continue to face discrimination.
Yeah.
You're a woman, we can't hire you. You cannot lift 50 pounds. You will get pregnant and you'll be off for months. You have the issue of domestic violence and having to take time off to go to the doctor, to go to court. And so women are still discriminated in terms of even salaries. A woman may have more qualification, more experience, and may still get less monies with this somebody doing, a male doing the same job or less, you know. So, yeah, of course, unemployment, gender-based violence continue to plague our society. Education, while more women are educated than men, it does not show in the employment thing. We are not doing the work. We're not getting work like that. And even so, education is still costly. It's not free. And even the level of education and you know, we have children from 2020 who just got lost in the system after COVID, did not go back to school. We have people going to school, finishing high school and cannot write a decent paragraph. So we still have issues as it relates to education as well. You know,
one of the things that I'm really happy that we were able to highlight is the data when it comes to employment or underemployment and the statistics that we have, because as I mentioned, there are stories beneath each and every one of those statistics. While you might have women not working and saying that they chose not to work, perhaps behind that there's the expectation that they shouldn't work because instead they should be in the home and you know, nurturing the family and the children and taking care of the house. And you would see this in cultures as well. And so a month like this recognizes that, and it forces us to have that conversation. I want to get Mr. Coleman in the conversation, though. He mentioned that he started, or he joined the commission about a little bit over a year. What has the experience been like, immersing yourself in all things women and women development, and also acknowledging the work that still needs to be done?
Well, it's been a huge eye-opener, I must admit. I think in late last year, there was a rise in femicides, and I tell Miss Maria, you know, myself, I feel like I need to leave mental health. Yeah, because it's new to me. You know, it was new to me, and like I said, I'm the communications officer, so when I opened Facebook in the morning, you know, the woman was unfortunately burned to death, you know. One was found in a barrel. It was a lot to take in, I won't lie. So some days, you know, me and her were in the office, and I was like, I tired.
Feeling is mutual.
I was tired of it. But beyond that, you know, working on strengthening the policies, like Ms. Eleanor mentioned, the DV bill that we did consultations on, you know, it's good to get feedback from these women as it relates to what they experience on their day-to-day life as they deal with domestic violence or gender-based violence or discrimination in a whole. So as we work to strengthen these policies and work to just make a better system for them, I guess it makes me feel happy nonetheless.
How do you put a spotlight on that during the month of March, but also still ensuring that the conversation continues after?
Well, we try to share, as Ms. Maria mentioned, as much data as possible. We try to gather I guess, see how different organizations show the world on an international level deal with certain issues and see how we can try to implement those here in Belize, at least from the national level. In terms of, like, for example, the Cybercrime Act, you know, we brought that up a lot in the domestic violence consultation. That is something that's newly added. And I think it's good for these women to know that, hey, this Cybercrime Act is new. It can help you, and it's something that we are pushing to make sure that it's implemented to the fullest extent.
Yeah, I think the domestic violence bill, soon to be an act, is so important when I think about in the past, victims, though they had the police, didn't necessarily have a law like this in place to defend them, and then men are victims as well, right? But we're talking about women here. And so children felt and families felt as if they simply had to subject themselves to this sort of behavior from the authority, the dominant authority in the home, which is the men. And now they no longer have to feel that way. The kids no longer have to feel like they don't have a direction to turn. The women, the victims, don't have to feel like they don't have a direction to turn, because this legislation is here to protect them against the force that is the man, the abuser in this case.
Definitely, and that's why the education is so important, because when laws are passed, then we have to educate everybody. the service providers needs to know the law. And we know we have issues with that. Everybody needs to know the law. We had a case the other day that we were dealing with where the woman went to the police station and they did not help her. She went to the court, she went to the Ministry of Human Development. She was all over the place and she did not get help. Somebody told her, go to the commission. Now for me, I was very disappointed because we do not provide services. And I did not like a poor woman had to leave her village from, you know, far away to come all the way to Belize City when you have these services right within her jurisdiction, you know, but we took the time to go through the law with her and to explain the services, what she can apply for, what to expect. So the next time the police came, she were able to say, listen, I know my rights.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of her for saying that. I know my rights. Because they were going to pull her out of a house that they have no authority to do.
Yeah, and that really boils down to ignorance as well.
Ignorance. And so, yeah, so the education part, taking a little time to go through the system and the process with people is so very important. And that's the role of the service providers.
How does this bill or this legislation or any other hold police officers accountable where they do not provide the service that is required in cases like this?
The bill, a whole section speaks to police officers and what is expected. So I'm very happy. I can't wait for this bill to pass, to become law. Because, yeah, they are held accountable. They will be charged. It holds the clerk of court and all the other service providers. So it's a strengthened bill. Now, it's after that, it will be the implementation and the monitoring to ensure that people are doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Let's quickly go into some of the activities that we can expect as we celebrate Women's Month this March. Perhaps some key forums and discussions that we will be expecting from the Commission and even collaborations.
Yes, Mr. Coleman, you have...
Yes, so I'm bringing it up because we just posted the calendar on our Facebook page. It's about 14 pages and it's still more to add to that. Yeah, so I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but so in Belize, we have the gender-based violence training with the Coast Guard. The date is still yet to be determined, but this will be undertaken by the Office of the Special Envoy. I think that is something very instrumental. We have the Power Over Period campaign donation to the Stella Maris School. This is also being undertaken by the Office of the Special Envoy. Yesterday, we had the different churches that opened Women's Month. I guess I wasn't there, so I'm not sure what they spoke about, but it's something, I think it's great to have the churches involved, especially, you know, they hold a lot of say in certain areas, no? In certain locations. Today is March 2nd. I know in Belmopan we have the, I guess, opening launch on March that the Ministry of Human Development is currently undertaking. We also have
the police department
this
as
morning.
well.
Yes,
doing an opening ceremony in Belize City, and all the women in uniform will be going down the main streets.
That's exciting,
right?
So that's exciting, to show women in uniform also have a voice and also to inspire the younger people who may want to become police officers. So so I think that's a very good activity.
And I guess to highlight one more, the Belize Police Department is doing a park beautification and elderly visit. And this is an open event right here in Belize City as well. I think, like I mentioned, everything is on the calendar, the contact person for the information. And we have from Belize City, San Pedro, Kikaker, Toledo, and in Cairo as well, who
across the
How can we access the calendar?
It's on the Facebook page and our Instagram. It will be posted on the website shortly. And as I mentioned, it's still being updated. It's 14 pages right now. More activities are coming in, and we still have a few more to add. So more than likely to be like 20 pages at the end.
Tell us about your Women Empowerment Forum that's set to take place and what we can get out of that.
The Empowerment Forum, again, it's basically looking at all the areas in alignment with our national gender policy and our international commitments that we have signed on to and what is going on globally in the world. Right now they have the Commission on the Status of Women in New York going on. Again, they will be discussing some of these same things. So we look at health, as we said. We look at women in leadership. We look at financial literacy, women in business, getting women to understand how you can start up your small business and see yourselves as entrepreneurs and not just, I am just a homemaker. You know, you start your business, and how do you get help in terms of navigating the system, because it's not as simple as we may think. A lot of these things are online now, and if you're not very tech savvy, then it becomes difficult for you. People may just give up and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Applications and all these things that you have to do. So it's really giving them empowering tools. We will add a little bit of spirituality in it as well, mind, body, and spirit. And so really looking at the holistic person. And then in the afternoon, we will have government, financial institution, NGOs setting up booths, again, providing more information. So it's a full day of really empowering tools and also learning the system in Belize and how you can navigate the system.
Where will it be, and is it an open invitation for people to come and attend?
It's open. It will be at the Belize Civic Center from 9 until 3.
Okay.
How often does members of the commission gather to discuss women's issues in the country?
The commission, the board itself meets like quarterly, but at the secretariat, it's every day. It's an everyday thing for us. Every day there is something up in our face, or we're getting some call, or we're getting a visitor. So every day we discuss women's issues. We also, we did the CEDA report 2024, and so now they're expecting us to respond to a lot of things. Belize, you sign on to this, you said you will do this. What have you done for your women and girls in these areas? We also did the convention on Belém do Para, which looks at the elimination, eradication, prevention of violence against women and girls. Again, we are uploading that on the platform, and they're very strict in terms of, you all have signed on to these things and you're not doing anything. So what is going on, Belize? And so it's a daily thing for us, because we have all these things to do. We cannot do it on our own. We have to get the data from the other partners, the other service providers, and so on. So we stay busy all year long.
And ultimately the buck stops with you, in essence, as executive director.
Yeah.
How do you handle the weight of all these responsibilities?
Well, my faith keeps me going. My faith in God keeps me going, and I always, we're a team, and so everything we do together. We sit, we plan, and we distribute work, and then we come back and see what we have, how we can improve it, and so on. And so we don't really, the noise bothers us sometimes, but we do not focus on the noise. We focus on the people. It's about the people, the most vulnerable, who deserves better. And so that's the focus that we keep at the commission.
All right.
So what's finally your message this morning?
Balance the scale, women especially. We celebrate you, we see you, we see all the hard work you do, but you have to take care of yourself. Yes. You have to take care of yourself. Yes, you want to be a go-getter, you want to be a professional woman, and so on. You want to be well educated, but there needs to be a healthy balance in education and also in your health and all the other things, and being a kind and compassionate person as well, being a good human being. So balancing means that we look at the holistic person and we ensure that we are balanced. And even if we get off balance, pick ourselves up and we try to keep that healthy balance. So happy Women's Month to all women. And we hope that it's a great month for women, because as Jared said, it breaks our heart every time we get a bad story, something happening to a woman, so.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been a wonderful conversation. We look forward to the different activities that will be rolled out throughout the course of the month. And of course, we continue this conversation beyond the month of March as well. Wear your purple though this month. We want to see purple across the street.
Yes.
But we got to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is all about navigating and shaping success with women in digital spaces.